Plaintiff Michael Griffin claims to be an adult film star who's appeared in numerous films. Michael's suing the defendant, a fellow porn star and co-worker, for an unpaid loan. Defendant Brandy Gard says she's appeared in more than 200 films, and she doesn't believe she owes Michael because he threatened her.
Michael Griffin is suing his former friend for an unpaid loan. Michael, state your case.
We're both adult film stars, and we're working on the same movie.
Oh, you're adult film stars?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I exchanged numbers with her because I have a house that I rent out as a location for porno movies as well as mainstream TV. She's not really my personality type, as you can see.
Honor.
I have a
What do you want to say?
I have something to say. Obviously, I am his type for some reason because we have had intercourse. So
for him to like, all right. Why are you saying she's not your type? Did you sleep with her?
Well, she's beautiful and all, just personality-wise, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, just personality-wise.
So you have sex with her and then you dump her?
Well, no, we were never officially dating, Your Honor.
well, his girlfriend's sitting right there.
Stand up. What is your name?
Katarina Holzer, Your Honor.
All right, sit down. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so you're an adult film star.
Correct.
All right, how many films have you done?
A good amount, Your Honor.
You don't know how many you've done?
I couldn't give you an exact number. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I mean, and you?
I've done over about 250 films.
So that means you've had sex with different guys 250 times on film?
They're not always the different guys.
Oh, sometimes it's the same guy. Oh, all right.
We became friends. She called me and asked me for a favor, and that favor was that she needed to borrow $2,000. And I asked her what she needed the money for, and she said it was for a mortgage on a house that she had in Oregon, and she was behind on the payments. And it seems like a lot of money, but in the adult business, girls can make a lot of money, like up to $1,000 a day. So I didn't think if I loaned her this money, it would be that hard for her to pay it back.
Well, let me ask you a question. If she's making $1,000 a day, why do you need to borrow money from him?
I wasn't busy. The industry is actually really slow right now, so I wasn't as busy as I usually am.
Okay, so you decide you're going to give her money.
I decided to loan her the money. She told me if I loaned her the $2,000, she'd give me back like $2,400 the next week. So I had her sign an IOU, which stated the terms of the agreement and said, you know, it would collect interest if
IOU? Did you sign the IOU?
it wasn't paid.
Did you
Yeah.
take an IOU from a porn star, Doug?
No, Your Honor.
That's a good answer.
I have that here for your
I'd love to
review,
see it.
Your Honor.
So, tell me, when did you ask him for the money? You just showed up one day?
It was around March 9th, I guess. I don't know
you weren't
exactly
sleeping
what
with him
day
at
it
the
was.
time.
Huh?
Were you sleeping with him at the time?
Oh, no, we only had sex once.
I, Michael Griffin, agree to make personal loan to Brandy for $2,000, a 10% monthly, full bounce $2,000, and here's your license. Okay. All right, so.
A couple weeks passed. I didn't get the money back, and I called her up, and she said that she was moving to Oregon that same day, and it was a Saturday. And she said if I wanted to get my money back that day, I would need to loan her another $300. And she would then have my money wired into a bank account. But it's Saturday and it's like 4 p.m. And I was asking her what bank it is. And she didn't tell me what bank, but she said if I came over, she'll show me the documentation on the computer. So I went over.
So she owes you money. And in order to pay you back, she says you've got to loan her more money.
Yeah, so you see my
ever
dilemma.
thrown good money after bad?
Yeah, you see my dilemma. So I didn't.
No, I don't see the dilemma. It's real simple to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't loan her the $300 extra, but I did go over to her house, and she pulled up an email which had a link to a bank page which had an account that said $7 million in it as the balance. Like no zeros, no cents, just exactly $7 million. And I said, this
In
looks
her
like...
name?
Yeah.
How many films did you do?
Me, I've done over 250.
And you have $7 million?
No, my uncle's a webmaster. He made that page for me.
Brandy screws over Michael.
The story I got, she tells me that she had an uncle that died that left her a couple $1 million from a few years previously. And that all the money she had made in the adult business, which she said was about $250,000 a year, she had put into this account for like 3 years. And I said, this can't be, this has to be some sort of a scam. But she was looking me dead in the eye when she told me this story, and she's very convincing, and I was just baffled. I didn't know what to think. So I went home. I got home late that night. The next morning, I went on my computer and I Googled City Trust London, which was the name of the bank. And the first thing that pops up on Google is City Trust London, used in over 2,000 bank scams and all this stuff. And I actually printed out a document that shows it as a fraudulent bank.
What are you doing, Brandy?
What am I doing? He lent me the money. I wasn't going to pay him back. I wasn't working that much. I had been out in LA.
Why weren't you working?
Why wasn't I working? I wasn't that busy. I've been doing it for 5.5 years. So I'm not like a new girl or anything else. All the new girls were working before I did.
What does that mean? You're an old hag and you can't do sex films anymore? I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
I just wasn't working.
Okay. So you go to him and you tell him that you want $2,000. Mm-hmm. And you sign an IOU. Mm-hmm. And then you tell him you need more money. Because you're moving to, where are you moving to?
I technically never lived in LA.
You lied about that too.
No. He knew I lived in Oregon. I have a boyfriend. I have a dog. I have a home.
Go ahead.
I thought she had got sucked into a bank scam where they tell you that, your uncle died and all you have to do is pay the taxes on the money and then they'll release the funds. So my girlfriend here witnessed me loaning her the money, and also she took her to Western Union where Brandy wire transferred, I think, $1,600 to Malaysia.
Did you see her wire $1,600 to Malaysia?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why are you wiring $1,600 to Malaysia?
I called later on that night and actually changed the transfer to Oregon.
Well, why
I
are
called
you telling
Western
them you're
Union.
sending it to Malaysia?
Because I don't want them to know where I live.
Why are you picking Malaysia? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Obviously. Go ahead.
When I had seen her first write down the address in Malaysia, I asked her just out of curiosity, what's in Malaysia? She said, my grandmother's bookkeeper is in Malaysia. I send the money to her or to him. He counts the money and then sends it to my grandmother in Oregon for the mortgage. That's exactly what she told me.
I'm speechless. I really am. I am absolutely speechless. All right, and you're the sucker who's giving her the money.
Yeah. But so to continue with the story, she goes to Oregon. The next day, I did the research on the bank. I texted her it was a bank scam. Now I don't know what's going on. So
Why? What did you learn here that you didn't already know?
She said her uncle's a webmaster and that he made that page. I thought she got in a scam, but I guess I got scammed.
The next movie is
by
Brandy
her.
Screws Over Michael. That's what I'm
Wow. The next
right.
thing I got was just a text message that said, this is Brandy's boyfriend. Brandy's going to jail for a few months.
Were you going to jail?
No, not that.
Not that day, but
Not
did
that
you go
day.
like the next day?
No, I went like a week later. I had unpaid restitution.
For what?
I didn't pay my restitution.
From another crime. All right, let me explain to you. I get this. When you commit a crime, part of a sentence is that you make restitution or pay to make the victim whole again. You didn't pay the restitution on the first crime, so now they're sending you to jail for a second crime. What was, pray tell, the first crime?
I broke into my ex-boyfriend's truck because I caught him cheating on me.
Well, you're a porn star. What do you care if he's cheating?
Well, technically, I told him when I'm in town, you
all
sleep.
the time.
I told him when I'm in town, you sleep with me. Sleep with me and me only. I don't care why I'm gone out of town if you sleep with whoever you want, as long as you're safe about it, considering my line of work.
How old are you?
24.
What are you going to do with your life?
I'm still figuring it out.
You're a good-looking girl.
Thank you.
You're also smart.
Yes.
You're also a con artist. You've also got a temper. You're going to borrow money from the wrong guy. He's not going to be as nice as Michael. You know that?
Yes.
You're breaking into your boyfriend's truck because he's sleeping around when you sleep around for a living. But, I'm not here to make judgments on that. But at the end of the day, you're going to get yourself in real trouble. You're a tiny thing. You got scams going left and right. You may find yourself in a ditch someday, or they may find you in a ditch. You're headed in the wrong direction, Brandy. How did you get into this porn business anyway?
The internet, I got contacted by an agency.
Okay. Why don't you want to pay him back?
Because he threatened me.
How did he
didn't.
threaten you?
He said, he threatened to take my grandma's house from me. He threatened to take my car. He threatened to send Dog the Bounty, like people like Dog the Bounty Hunter after me. So
You know Dog the Bounty Hunter?
why would I want to pay him
Do you
back?
know him?
No, I don't know him personally, but I do know some collectors. And what I said is that I would get a judgment and put a lien on her house.
To be honest with you, Brandy, he has certain options and he can tell you what the options are.
Yeah, but it's still, why threaten somebody that take their
The threat
house?
is, I'm going to kill you tonight and break your legs if you don't pay me the $2,000 for which I have an IOU. That's a threat. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Story.
Why are you in the adult film industry?
I just got sucked into it because I've always worked in real estate. And so
Don't touch that one. Don't touch that
No
one.
pun
Don't touch
intended.
that.
So I bought this great house, and they use it as a location for the movies. And so these people are at my house all the time, and
Well,
they
that
just
house is no
pestered me.
different than any other house. A house is a house. A bed is a bed. You make it sound like it was like a special house.
It is a
there-
special house. It's actually Frank Sinatra's old house. It's a huge mansion in Woodland Hills. It's
You
like-
own Frank Sinatra's
I own
old
Frank
house.
Sinatra's
It's not
old
a
How
house.
did you afford that
mansion.
house?
I got a business degree from Northridge. I'm really smart. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a pretty well-rounded person, you know? I don't do porn full time. I just like when these guys are at my house and somebody cancels and they're like,
You
oh, we
just
need a
jump
guy.
in?
I'll jump in, you know?
Okay. All right. Well, we've had an education on the porn industry today. The issue for the court is very simple. Whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for an unpaid loan. Plaintiff need only prove his damages to recover. This is a classic contract case. It is a loan. She took the money. She owes it. You got an IOU. And at the end of the day, you got the money.
Can I ask for one thing, Your Honor?
Sure.
That contract had an interest provision
I
as
saw
well,
that.
and
I
a
saw
damages provision. And I was hoping to collect that as well.
He told me like a month ago when he was sitting there texting me and things, he goes, I don't care about the interest or anything like
Where
that.
is it? Show it to me.
I don't have it.
You came to court. You have to bring your evidence.
My phone got, all my text messages got erased. I was saving them.
And your uncle's the webmaster. Okay. $2,000, 10%, 5 months. So ordered. Verdict for the plaintiff. Thank you.